Rodriguez will say
Come on, y'all.
Star Wars.
Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. It's land.
Yeah, but isn't this the unplugged version? I don't know. I think it's the unplugged version. All right, Paulie, let's go.
Paulie back here on the Latino Slant. What's happening, everybody? Hopefully you're having a great and safe holiday season. In today's video, wow, just off the presses of Austin Chronicle is a huge chat with Robert Rodriguez. Before we get into this article, I want to make sure you are subscribed to the channel. Consider becoming a member, why don't you? We give you insight, connections, and one-on-ones with filmmakers, actors, writers, musicians that you won't get on most channels, and we're very proud of that fact, and we work very hard for our members and for our subscribers. So let's get into this. Austin Chronicle, and this is dated December 24th, Friday, December 24th, 2021, so we're getting this a couple days early, and that's why I wanted to jump on this. By Richard Whitaker. Rodriguez opens the book of Boba Fett. Austin filmmaker takes the mask off of Star Wars enigmatic bounty hunter for the new Disney Plus TV show. And there's a great photo of Boba right on. Comes out December 29th, as you know. Who's the coolest killer in Star Wars? Don't fry your circuits. We all know it's Boba Fett. In the battle between the Empire and the Rebel Alliance, he was a man with his own agenda. Like every kid eager for the second installment of George Lucas's saga, set long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, in 1980, a young Robert Rodriguez was fixated with the helmeted figure. The pre-publicity was all about who the new characters were, he said, but Boba was already a star before the movie came out, and we were all looking forward to seeing him. Anything called a bounty hunter back then was immediately a badass, he said. But Boba Fett was everything a young kid could want from an interstellar rogue. He had a cool ship, a cool name, he was shrouded in mystery, and you couldn't see his face, so he was always my favorite character. I mean, absolutely. Absolutely, we can't, it seems that I'm in the same generation as Robert, age-wise, and Boba back then was just so damn cool. Said little, just shrouded in badassery. Now, the kid that smuggled his action figures into school so he could play with them under his desk has the best Christmas gift imaginable. The director of Desperado and Alita Battle Angel, is now the executive producer of the Book of Boba Fett, the new series about the mysterious Mandalorian. Not only that, but he's directing several episodes in the first season, which debuts, like we said, Disney Plus, December 29th. He said, when I started doing the show, I realized how many times I've dressed as Boba Fett for Halloween. That's cool. That's really cool. How many toys and images I have around the house. After all this time, I can go back and write it all off as research. Yes. And this is him on the set of Book of Boba Fett. It just reminds you of just the best filmmakers are always they're fantasy playing. They're living their dreams right there in front of our eyes. They're in front of their eyes as well. And him right there doing a little posing and action shot. I just love it, man. I just love it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Also, too, I want to remind you, speaking of the holidays, get a Latino Slant hoodie. It's a great gift. Yes, go to our stream elements. Link is in the video description. Let's get back to it. It's also been an amazing opportunity to enter the world of one of his all-time cinematic heroes, George Lucas, or as Rodriguez calls him, the biggest independent filmmaker of all time. It's hard not to see the similarities. Both built their own indie studio outside of Hollywood. Rodriguez Lucasfilm in San Francisco, Rodriguez, Troublemaker Studios in Austin. Both created franchises outside of the studio system. Both were always on the bleeding edge of filmmaking tech. Over the years, Rodriguez has been lucky enough to call Lucas a friend, kindred spirit, and mentor. Wow. That's nice. Being able to handle his babies like this, yeah, you feel like you're from that pedigree. Right on, brother. Right on. And Boba Fett was a perfect fit for Rodriguez, whose movies are filled with anti-heroes. Like Machete, El Mariachi, From Dusk Till Dawn's Seth Gecko, and the vengeful Bulldozer Marv in Sin City. But the pairing almost never happened, and the opportunity caught the filmmaker by surprise. He knew his old friend Jon Favreau was producing The Mandalorian, and when he saw the first episode of season 1, Rodriguez wrote the Iron Man director to compliment his work. He wrote back and said, "Hey, thanks, anytime you want to come play, let me know." And I wrote him, said, "Anytime, anywhere." And so he wrote back right away, "Can I call you tomorrow?" He called me the next day and said, "I need you to bring some of that Alita magic because I just lost a director for this episode. And we need to start right now. Could you come tomorrow?" "Oh yeah, I can come tomorrow." Isn't that something? Isn't that something? And they will tell you, all those people who have, as far as made it, the great success stories, they worked their asses off so when the bell rung, they are ready. And this is it right here. I love it. The two friends had both left a little something out. Rodriguez was knee-deep in editing We Can Be Heroes, but I signed up anyways. And at the same time, Favreau admitted to mention that his episode, The Tragedy, was the on-screen ass-kicking return of Boba Fett, played by Tamura Morrison. That scene headed for the new definition of pain and suffering as he was slowly digested for 1,000 years in the belly of the all-powerful Sarlacc. But appearances can be deceiving when it comes to this merciless merc. When I saw the script, I saw Boba Fett was in it. I didn't know if he was going to stick around. And it wasn't until I finished the episode that Favreau said, "I'm doing a series, and I'd like you to be a part of it." Oh! It's too cool, man. It's cool. Right? Not much of a surprise considering Rodriguez's love for anti-heroes. His Fett fan status and the fact that The Tragedy was one of the most popular and talked about episodes of The Mandalorian. The usual calculation is that a page of script equates to about a minute of TV. This, he said, was only about 19 pages, leaving a lot of space for where he had to do carnage. You see that in episode What I Do With My Action Figures, he laughed. It was also one of the episodes least like the rest of the series in how it was shot. If there's one thing that everyone knows about Rodriguez is that he's a tech head. He's one of the earliest adopters of green screen filmmaking and digital cinematography. In part, that's thanks to Lucas, who showed Rodriguez footage of Attack of the Clones while he was mixing Spy Kids at Skywalker sound and immediately inspired him to go digital. That I did not know. Absolutely did not know. That's what turned my whole career around, Rodriguez said. And that's why John even asked me to be part of the show, because of things like Sin City and Alita. So the fact that The Mandalorian was shot mostly on cutting-edge volume soundstage, where high-res LED screens create real-time backdrops, would seem like another plus for Rodriguez. In reality, Boba Fett's return to battle was too big for the volume stage, and Rodriguez had to head out to Simi Valley with a Star Destroyer worth of stormtroopers. It was the one episode that actually is shot on location. Wow, there you go. And there's Tamura as everyone's favorite bodyguard. What do you guys think? Hope you're enjoying this article. It looks like we got it a couple of days ahead, so maybe it was a mistake. This was, though, it's not a mistake. I mean, Rodriguez posted it himself on his Instagram page, and I was like, Link, what? I got out of my slumber and just got up here and, put this little video together just for you guys. By filming The Tragedy while not knowing about the book of Boba Fett, he had inadvertently set the tone for the series. Luckily, he said, Favreau's scripts meshed with his visions and cherished since childhood. And the mantra for the show became, "What was he like in my episode? Let's make him more like that." So it's all coming off of Rodriguez's episode. What was Boba Fett like in that episode? However, the team wasn't handed a completely blank slate. When Boba Fett debuted in 1980, we don't talk about the 78 holiday Star Wars special. All audiences knew about Mandalorians was a passing reference to Donald F. Glutt's novelization, The Empire Strikes Back. Since then, there have been more films, TV shows, comics, novels, games that have added extensive details to the Star Wars universe, and that includes much more backstory for Fett himself. Woe betide the storyteller that incurs the wrath of fans by making some canonical blunder. Fortunately, Rodriguez says, to make sure that they didn't use the wrong robot or make some technical blunder that would have fans screaming, there was a whole Jedi holocron of experts to hand. Resident knows everything about Star Wars. Lucasfilm created executive director Dave Filoni, John, and people on the crew. We can run everything through a fine sieve, but we're telling our own story. To make sure that they didn't use the wrong robot, there was a whole Jedi holocron of experts to hand. There was a resident. Okay, well, yeah, of course Filoni knows, everything about Star Wars, but there's been some, there's fans of Filoni and detractors. You can say that about Favreau, but it's good that they had, that they're a part of this, but you got to tell your own story. And we know that Rodriguez tells fantastic stories. Right now, that story is as mysterious as the OG Mandalorian himself. The little that is known right now is that Boba Fett and the mercenary Fennec Shan, Ming-Na Wen, are back on Tatooine, trying to build their own criminal empire out of the ashes of Jabba the Hutt's syndicate. But Rodriguez promises there's a big galaxy out there. What you see in the trailer is in the first 15 minutes of episode 1. So people have no idea what's in store. It's going to blow their minds. And that's really it. So I think that besides kind of the backstory of Rodriguez's own love for the lore, there's really nothing new in this article that we kind of don't already know. I did not know that. I found out earlier today, but I did not know that everything we've seen is only in the first 15 minutes of episode 1. So that's promising, because I know a lot of people weren't happy with any of the trailers. I was. And I hope it goes darker, deeper, and grittier. And of course, there's going to be some action, and there's going to be some incredible guest stars. So I wanted to get this article out, this video out there in regards to this article. I think it's great that you have a fan in Rodriguez doing this, and that it was meant to be. And I did not know that about his mentorship with Lucas at Skywalker Sound in the, when he was doing Spy Kids. I think that's fantastic. That's what inspired him to get to do more digital work. So this is meant to be. Let me know what you guys think here on the slant of what are your overall feelings on this? Are you excited for the project? Do you think Rodriguez is going to deliver on what he has promised? Will Rodriguez deliver on his promise? Leave us a comment. We'll see you on the next one. And oh yeah, did I say that Rodriguez will save Star Wars? Rodriguez is going to save Star Wars.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.